Hi, thanks for tuning in. I really appreciate you joining me. So finally, a little video all about Fenugreek, or as it's known in Hindi, Methi. So Fenugreek is really popular in Southern Asian cuisine, and it provides an excellent flavour, and there are 4 different main varieties of it. Here we have, to the top left, the seed. This is the powdered seed. And this is the dried leaf, also known as Kasuri Methi, and this is the undried leaves, or the fresh leaves. So I live in the UK, and obviously as a curry and food fanatic, we go to restaurants, we order takeaways, and I really feel that fenugreek isn't used as much here in the UK as it is in India. So many years ago, I'd eat food in Indian restaurants in India, and I'd be dipping my bread into the curry. Curries were delicious, and later on I'd smell my fingers. That sounds really odd, but I'd smell my fingers and think, wow, that's a really amazing aroma and taste throughout the curry, and then the aftertaste is just fantastic. And I thought, well, I'm cooking curries at home. I think my curries are missing something, and it's definitely fenugreek. So, about 15 years ago, I became accustomed to fenugreek and started incorporating it into quite a lot of my dishes. So what do we do with fenugreek? Now, first of all, let's talk about the seeds. So the seeds, they can be dry roasted. You dry roast them and they turn into a darky reddy brown colour, and that shows their essential oils have been heated up, and they become very hard once they've been roasted, even harder than they are, and they can be blended and ground into various curry powders, or they can be used in the dish, and you put them in the oil at the beginning, and it gives a wonderful fenugreek taste to your oil, and hence all the ingredients that you're going to add to the oil. So it's super good. And what you can do, you can boil these seeds as well, as I did on the live cooking show last Saturday. You can boil them and then blend them, and you can also make a paste. And the way I did that with the prawn curry, absolutely great flavour and unique. So the powder is really convenient, because you can just add half a teaspoon of that to your curries, get that amazing fenugreek taste. Even the smell of these various forms of fenugreek out on the counter is just like so aromatic. So I definitely want to cook more and share this video. And the Kasuri Methi, all it is the fresh Methi dried and crunched up. You'll see impurities such as twigs and tougher pieces of stem, and all you do is you scrunch it up, get a big surface area so it turns into a powder before you add it to your curries. Really popular in things like butter chicken, that type of North Indian recipes, but it's used all over India. And one thing you'll find, you buy quite a quantity of it, and unless you put it in a tight jar, it'll start to obtain some moisture from the air. Can you hear that? It's nice and crispy because I keep mine airtight in a jar. So if it goes a little bit moist, you can just dry roast it again. It takes about 30 seconds. You don't have to have a high heat, and it'll rejuvenate the quality of it as well. So I scrunch it up, and then you end up with little twigs and stuff like that that can be discarded. And you can also make dried fenugreek from fresh fenugreek. I've got a video of how I do that, and I came up with some really superior quality fresh dried fenugreek from fresh. You can either put it in the microwave. Do not leave the elastic band on. If you do that, it'll catch fire. I've done that once. Or you can dry roast it in a pan, and you can even take it off the stalk, because the stalks don't dry out very quickly. So what do we use the fresh for? You can use it almost like a coriander. There's a lot of dishes in Pakistan and India you know, Methi lamb or Methi gost, whatever, where you actually can call a dish after the leaf by adding it fresh, not so much adding it from seed or dried. And if you do add it to a dish, you don't have to de-stalk it or anything. You know, we all know the benefits of the flavours of coriander stalk. So you can just, you know, wash it and cut it up. And it goes great with lamb, as I've just mentioned. So, I'm glad I've got that off my chest. So fenugreek is definitely underutilised in curries here in the UK. It adds a fantastic fragrance, flavour and aftertaste. So I encourage people to use more of it for their dishes to taste even better and more authentic. And it's really interesting to note as well that if you're going to get fresh fenugreek leaves, it's usually in more Asian areas and the bigger cities. Unfortunately, they're very hard to get hold of outside those areas. Kasuri methi, that's pretty standard. You can get it in a lot of the world or ethnic sections of a lot of supermarkets. The fenugreek powder, I'm sure that stretches to other cuisines like Arabic and maybe North African as well, even African. So that's pretty available in the shops. The seed again, so it's quite hard to find, but once you find your sauce, I suggest stock up on it and start putting it in your curries. Thank you very much for watching.